Now, let's look at what is ovulation. Ovulation is the process by which secondary oocyte, zonal pellucid, coronal radiator, and follicular fluid are released into the pelvic cavity, then captured by oviduct membrane. The stimulus for ovulation is a surge of luteinizing hormone in response to high levels of circulating estrogen produced by the growing follicles. Follicle projects from surface of ovaries, where the area becomes weak and lacks blood, appears translucent, called follicular stigma. The granulous cells produce more hyaluronic acid and become loose, so the cumulus ovorus separates from the wall of the follicle and flows in the follicular fluid. The weak stigma, combined with an increased pressure of the follicular fluid and possibly the contraction of smooth muscle cells, leads to the rupture of the outer follicular wall and ovulation. This video shows the process of the ovulation. It looks like the volcano eruption. The ovulation takes place in approximately the middle of the menstrual cycle, around the 14th day of a 28-day cycle. If the fertilization does not happen within the first 24 hours after ovulation, the oocyte degenerates and is phagocytosed. After ovulation, the granulous cells and the cells of the thicker internal of the ovulated follicle reorganize to form a temporary endocrine gland called the corpus luteum. The circle shows the corpus luteum. The granulous cells increase greatly in size and make up about 80% of the parenchyma of the corpus luteum and are then called granulous lutein cells. The cells are large, pale weakly eosinophilic, and centrally distributed. They have steroid hormone-secreting cell features and secrete progesterone. In this light micrograph of the luteum, the star shows the granulous lutein cells. The cells of the thicker internal also contribute to the formation of the corpus luteum, called thicker lutein cells. They are small, deep-stained, and peripherally distributed. They also have steroid hormone-secreting cell features and secrete estrogen. In this light micrograph of the corpus luteum, the arrowhead shows the thicker lutein cells. The fate of the corpus luteum depends on whether pregnancy is established. Following the stimulus by LH, the corpus luteum is programmed to secrete for 10 to 12 days. If no further hormonal stimulation takes place and pregnancy does not occur, the cells of the corpus luteum degenerate by apoptosis. The corpus luteum is called corpus luteum of menstruation, which exists for 12 to 14 days, then becomes corpus albicans. If pregnancy occurs, the corpus luteum is called corpus luteum of pregnancy, which exists for 6 months, then becomes corpus albicans, connective tissue. Most ovary follicles undergo atresia, in which follicular cells and oocytes die and are disposed of by phagocytic cells. These follicles are named arthritic follicles. During the degenerating process of secondary follicles, cells of thicker internal exist and active for a certain time to form a gland, interstitial gland, and produce estrogen. In the lower picture, the circle indicates the arthritic follicle.